Hello everyone, I am John Parr, and this is Nikki Holm, and this is Cecilia Ma, and we are physical therapists who work at Therapeutic Associates in Gresham, and we're here today to talk to you about posture, why it's important, how it helps you with your health, how to take stretch breaks at work and keep yourself healthy, and how to do some exercises in the foam roll to help support your posture. A lot of us have jobs these days in the era of telephones and computers and technology. We do a lot of sitting, and it's really important that we help support good health with good posture. There's a lot of things that you can talk about. Where should my head be? Where should my shoulders be? Et cetera, et cetera. To make it really simple for you. The only thing you have to worry about is this bone right here called your sternum. If your sternum is down like this, watch how everything slumps. The shoulders go forward, the neck kind of kinks back like that. It puts your low back in a bad position, puts your shoulders and neck in a bad position, and it can cause a lot of problems. If your sternum is up, everything kind of sits nicely where it should go. So if you remember only one thing from this video, that's what you should remember. Now, the other thing that you can do to help support that, though, is to make sure that you have a chair that supports you well. Right now, I'm not sitting all the way back in the chair. I'm using my muscles to support me. But if I was working really hard, I would tend to forget and I might start slouching. So what you can do is get a chair that has some lumbar support and sit all the way back in it so it supports you. If you don't have a chair like that, you can get a pillow or a towel roll, or they have special rolls that you can put behind the small of your back to help keep you here. One important piece about computers. If you're using a laptop computer, which a lot of us do, you may find yourself slouching and looking down at the screen. It's all right to do that for a short amount of time, but if you're going to be at the computer for a long time, sit somewhere where you can hook it into a separate monitor and make sure the monitor is way up here, not necessarily on the desk, but on a stand so it's at eye level. We want everything around you to be there for you rather than you accommodating to it. And if you have a monitor here, it'll be a lot easier for you to maintain good posture.
So no matter how long you work at a computer, it's not good to sit there too long. So it's good to move around every 30 minutes to an hour. So here are some stretches and exercises that you can do to help you get some movement in throughout your day. So the first one that I would recommend are some shoulder rolls. So after sitting, if your posture has been bad for the whole time, rolling your shoulders will help loosen up the tightness in your back as well as the muscles along the front. So just gently move your shoulders up and back and downward repeatedly for a few times, okay? And then another exercise you can do, I usually recommend sitting all the way back on your chair. If the chair is about this height, I would place my hands behind my head to support my head, and then leaning back and using your head as a weight, so you don't have to force yourself back. You'll just hang out here for a few seconds. You'll come back up, give yourself a break, and repeat that a few times. Sometimes if you get tightness along your shoulders and your neck, a good way to stretch those muscles, and we call this an upper trap stretch, is to sit up tall, gently let your ear fall towards your shoulder, and rest there for a few seconds. And you should feel a stretch from your shoulder up to the neck or the base of your ear. And then you'll come back up and you'll repeat that to the other side, holding for a few seconds and then back up. The next exercise is called a shoulder squeeze. So you would sit near the front of your chair. You'd bring your shoulders back, bringing your shoulder blades together and squeezing in your mid back. Same idea, holding for a few seconds and then relaxing and then squeezing again and relaxing. And those are some great exercises to do throughout your day to just shake it up and keep those muscles feeling fresh.
So whether you are working from home or whether you go into an office every day, it can be nice to have a couple other exercises that are a little bit more targeted, a little bit more intense, but also require some tools. So I'm going to go over a few exercises that we like doing on foam rollers here. Now, I've got 2 of them here, and it's not just to have different colors. They're actually, this one is pretty stiff. This is more your standard foam roll. But if you've tried this before and you find that it's really quite painful on your back, there are actually much softer foam rollers that'll be a lot more gentle and easier to work with if you suffer from back pain. I'm going to be using the stiffer one today because that's the one that I like using. All right, so these can be a little tricky to get set up, but you're going to start by sitting at the very end. That way your whole spine can stretch out along the foam roller, and you'll have support for your head as well. All right, so once set up in position, I'm going to take you through a couple exercises that are going to work on getting your shoulders moving more, a little bit through your upper back. So the first one, I'm going to feel right through the front of the chest. You're just going to let your arms stretch out from either side and just rest there. Do some deep breathing, and the longer you sit, your hands and arms are going to get closer towards the ground. This is not supposed to be super painful. It's supposed to be a nice gentle stretch to open up the front of the chest. Feels pretty good. Once you're in this position, you're set up for the next one. We call these snow angels because it looks a little bit like you're making a snow angel. You're gonna start to bring your arms on either side through a gentle arc of motion up towards your ears. This is working on shoulder range of motion. And if you've got really good mobility, your hands will be able to slide along the ground. If it's a little bit tighter, your hands might be a little bit higher. It's okay either way. The more you do this, the more range of motion you're going to be able to achieve. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is going to have a little bit of back and forth movement. It's going to feel a little bit like you're swimming through water, moving the arms, getting that reciprocal motion. You'll feel a little bit of a stretch through your upper back and your shoulders as you do this. You're not going for speed on these, just gentle, able to feel the stretch on it.
Okay, so thanks for listening. If you have further questions about posture or anything else related to physical therapy, give us a call, and feel free to follow us on social media. Thank you.